is up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond the Barrel Bourbon. I'm Eric. That is Phil.
I'm Phil.
And if you're new here, we talk about bourbon on this show.
And if you're watching this, it's after the Super Bowl. So congrats to Kansas City on their championship. Congrats to Philadelphia on their championship.
Way to make more editing work for me, man.
No, leave that in.
I'll leave it all in.
Yeah, just leave it in.
Yeah. Congrats to both.
Congrats
to the referees for making sure that it was a fair game. Phil,
Yo.
I guess today we're going to talk about the
Let's start taking this paper off.
much anticipated, for some, new release from Penelope.
Yeah, most of the Cooper series releases are pretty sought after. So you're the same family as the Rio, the Valencia, Tokai, or some people would say.
I call it Takaji, even though I know that's incorrect.
Where's the freaking perforation on this thing?
So I don't hide that I'm not a Penelope fan.
Here, you do it.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. It doesn't have to sit long. It's only 93 proof. It is, I believe, 74% corn, 16% wheat, 7% rye, and the rest is malted barley. So, I mean, you get a pretty decent wheat content in here. Plus, it's finished. It's 4-year bourbon finished in rum cask for a year.
That's the part that encourages me, because I like rum finishes.
It's finished in maple cask for a month. So
shout out, Chris. Thanks for letting us borrow your bottle.
this may be.
My cousin.
I mean, when you're getting that much wheat influence and you're getting two what I would consider relatively sweet finishes, I would expect this to be kind of.
For you ASMR people.
You gotta do that. You gotta do the clink the glass. Hate that.
I love that.
Yeah, so I would expect it to be pretty sweet, pretty soft on the palate.
I don't have expectations. I mean, I do, but I don't. My hope is that it would be like as good as the Rio, but I know it's been getting a lot of mixed reviews.
The thing about the Rio is that
Ambiorana's so good.
I mean, it's a good flavor. It's an intense flavor. They do a good job of bringing it out, but it's so intense. It's kind of one of those things that you have to just have like a pour of, and then move on to something else.
It smells like super like mapley, like kind of brown sugary.
A lot of brown sugar. Yeah, a lot of maple too. You can get a little honey on the back end there too.
I'm getting honey on the back end also. Yeah, but so like Jeff is putting together a really cool honey barrel of some.
My name, Jeff. Benchmark.
Yeah, it's
I think he threw in a
C923. Like yeah, he threw in like a like a super sought after bottle. Says screw it, we're just gonna pair it in, and we're gonna give a bottle away. We might give a bottle or two away. So y'all can shout out Triple J for that. Anybody that gets that. He did bring it. And so I mean, the reason I'm bringing that up is because we talk about the honey, like I'm super sensitive to the honey now, because it's like when you get into these honey barrel benchmarks, I mean, it is just pure honey.
I mean, I do get a little honey here, but it's a little heavier on the brown sugar and maple for me.
Yeah, it's brown sugar and maple. I'm also getting a fruit on it, like a very bright.
I can see fruit, but it's more of a kind of figgy. Kind of figgy note.
Brighter fruit than that for me, maybe like a strawberry.
To me, it's more like bitter, darker, figgy fruit.
But I'm being overwhelmed by the brown sugar and the maple. Is this? Oh well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Finished in maple syrup.
It's been finishing maple cask for a month.
Okay.
After it finished 12 months in the rum.
Oh, they did a year in the rum.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, well let's give this a twirl and see where we're at.
That is really sweet. That is.
Whoa.
It's kind of viscous on the palate.
The super back end of that, it goes ultra sweet. I don't
See. I don't even think it's the. I think the ultra sweetness comes in really early.
Yeah, but so I'm talking about like when it coated the back of my palate. I mean, it just turned. I mean, it's very sweet through and through. I mean, this
is about what I was expecting when we did the review, having had the first time having the Widow Jane decadence.
Yes.
This is a very decadent.
It's extreme, dude. I don't know. I'm not necessarily getting decadence. Because when I think decadence, I think like super, like the brown sugar does not carry to the palate.
God, that is so sweet. I'll say this: at 93 proof, this would be a very approachable bottle for someone new in whiskey. It's 80 MSRP if you find it. Now it might be.
Dude, that back end is just straight sugar, man.
This is a little too intense for me on the sweetness. It's almost got like
it tastes like they put sugar in it.
It tastes like almost like there's a almost like a liqueur.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. And it's like I'm saying you're saying liqueur, I'm saying sugar. Maybe like a simple syrup. It's like they pumped a pump of simple syrup in this. It's extremely sweet. I mean, this is almost too sweet to be desserty. You know what I mean? Like when I think desserty, I think decadent, kind of like Amburana. Rio is very desserty.
Reminds me of if someone just took a bourbon, a glass of bourbon, and they put like a sweet and low.
It does kind of like So it kind of tastes like
a couple packets of sugar.
It tastes almost like a cocktail.
It's
doesn't it? Like could you see if you threw like a couple ice cubes in here, this would taste like it almost kind of have like a cocktail.
I mean, a cocktail has more
alcohol.
No, a cocktail has more complexity than this. More flavors going on. Like an old fashioned, you'll get some citrus and some. I mean, you'll get the sweeter notes, but if you do cherry, you do orange bitters. I mean, you're going to get a lot more going on.
I can't get past the sweetness. But it's. I think Jeff would like this.
But this tastes like someone took bourbon and just mixed packet of sweet and low.
You remember when Jeff was saying how much he loved the stage of the honey barrel because it's so sweet like candy. Mm-hmm. And he loved it. I think he would like. I think Jeff would. This is it. If he liked that, this is up his alley.
I guess. Is it sweet like candy though, or is it just it's sweet for the sake of being sweet?
Yes.
I mean,
I'm gonna say yes to both. It's sweet like candy's sweet, man. Like. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like candy's sweet just to be sweet.
I mean, but yeah, it's heavy. I mean, you're getting a ton out of. I would imagine that's mostly got to be the maple.
Yeah.
Finish because I've had.
I don't get. Well, some rum is sweet too.
Now you're like I said, you're getting 17% wheat, so it's already a softer.
Yeah.
A softer bourbon.
A soft, sweeter bourbon. Yeah. Are you okay? So SRP is like $90, $80, something like that. Is this a buy for you? Other than for it to look cool on the shelf because it is a really cool looking bottle.
Also personally, for me, probably not.
Okay.
It's probably a little, but I will say I don't think $80 is a. I think $80 is a fair price for it.
Okay.
I think there is enough.
There's a market for it.
Uniqueness in the bottle
mm-hmm.
that if you're chasing that just sweet bourbon whiskey, you're gonna get it and you're gonna love it. And $80 is gonna be fine. So I don't think $80 is an egregious or wrong price for it. It's just.
I mean, yes,
too sweet for me.
Yes and no, right? So, like, I'm kind of on the fence with that as far as like it's worth. Because how much was the 10-year single barrel estate collection? That's like $90 too, isn't it? $100.
Probably 90 or so. I don't remember. So 100
for
bucks.
me, like when you're I guess strategizing price points, right? That the 10-year single barrel crushes this. And obviously for different reasons, right? Because we like oak, it kind of fits our profile.
Right.
But for $10 more, you're getting a far better product. Like to me, this is more. And I don't want to. I hate to say this word, but I'm gonna say it. It's kind of gimmicky.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's a
This-
lot of the Cooper series is kind of you're that's their like
It's their thing, I
finished
guess.
lineup. So that's the stuff they're going to kind of be experimental and
It's
gimmicky with.
It's not. Listen, it's not bad. Like, listen, a lot of Penelopes are off-putting to me. This one's not so much off-putting. It's just
It's too sweet.
it's
for
too
me.
sweet for me. It's not my. It's not my forte.
But like I said, I definitely see it being something that a lot of people would like. So I don't think $75 or $80 is an outrageous price for it.
Right.
And as far as bottles go, I mean, it's unique enough.
Yeah. I see. I know what you mean.
You don't get a lot of rum maple finishes.
I would have liked it to me more if it was just the rum finish. But I like rum finish, so I mean that's my thing.
I mean, probably. But at some point, I mean, in this is an opinion I've held for a while, especially on these sweeter finishes. I've been drifting away from like finished bourbons lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think the finishes, especially like Ambieranas and rum finishes,
Wine.
and all that stuff, lends themselves better to rye whiskeys.
That's 100% fair.
Because the rye whiskeys tend to have a little more intense, sharper flavors that kind of get balanced out by the sweeter notes.
Yep.
So something like this is kind of what I've been drifting away from.
Yeah.
Super sweet finishes on already what would likely be
A
a soft, sweeter bourbon. Just kind of takes me out of it. But it's not a bad whiskey, and it doesn't taste bad. It's not butt juice.
Right.
It tastes fine. It's good. I wouldn't be mad if I spent $75 or $80 on it and drank it. I wouldn't be mad at it.
See,
That's
and
what I'm
it's me personally, I'd be disappointed if I spent that much on this, but I wouldn't be offended if I got it as a gift, if that makes any sense, right? Like,
You wouldn't be offended if you got a free bottle?
well, there's bottles that I've gotten. There's we've gotten bottles. It's the one on the end on that shelf right there. We got as a gift, and it's not good. So, I mean, this is fine. This is passable, but for us, it's not a buy. But again, for the right person that likes the sweet, if you like the sweet stuff, this is up your alley.
If you like sweet, it's super approachable. I mean, there's
I bet
nothing.
you.
There's nothing like. It's soft.
Nothing.
It's pretty viscous.
Nothing jumps out at you and says, "Oh God, this is awful." No, it's not
sweet.
that. It's
I think a new bourbon drinker would love it. Honestly.
yes.
In
It doesn't. There's no burn. There's no hug. Zero hug.
honestly, if I was a new bourbon drinker, I might be willing to pay $100
There's no hug.
because like
Did you
that
notice
would be.
that? There's no hug.
Well, it's 93 proof.
No, I mean I know, but
But yeah, it's just a little too. I know some people have said artificial in their tasting profile, and I can see that. It kind of tastes like just someone took bourbon and mixed
yeah.
artificial, like sweet
Some
and
kind of
low,
sweetener
equal
to
or
it.
something in there and just stirred it in there. They did the Michael Scott from The Office put a little Splenda in there,
That's terrible.
and that's just kind of what it tastes like. So.
Well, I guess
There's a market for it, and it's limited enough to where
Yeah.
$80 is not outrageous.
it's not outrageous. So, guys, with that, appreciate you tuning in.
Congrats again,
Congrats to
Kansas City.
and Philadelphia.
Congrats again, Philadelphia, on the championship.
You got me messed up. Guys, listen, thanks for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one. Hopefully it's something fun.
Fill out. If I hit the camera, Philly won. Ooh,
Ugh,
close.
Kansas City won.